At long last, it's MLB All-Star Game time as the American League and National League's best square off, and then we'll have highlights of the rest of the season coming up. Anyway, this should be a fun game to watch. We are going to get right into it here at Nationals Park. Chris Sale has had a solid season. Madison Bumgarner leads the MLB in wins. So this should be a fun game to watch. Hello to everybody who's tuning in for the stream. Just so you know, Microsoft Duel number 2 is a little delayed, but sometime during the week that will be out. Plus, I've got NBA highlights and MLB highlights galore coming up. But I did get Microsoft Duel 1 highlights up, Duel 2. I've got the cars on the track. I got to start taking some pictures of that. But anyway, at least I got something up. Meanwhile, it's MLB All-Star Game time here in Washington. The AL All-Stars, the NL All-Stars, the best in baseball about to square off. Mad Bum versus Chris Sale, a pair of southpaws, about to battle it out on the mound. Looking up above, we're going to see a lot of great players on the field today. Definitely got some good players that are injured like Mike Trout, but this should be some stacked lineups as you look at both right now. Evan Gattis, definitely going to be impressive. You see Taylor Anthony in there. Very stacked American League and National League lineups. And, of course, Sale versus Bumgarner, the pitching matchup. There's Chris Sale getting ready in the American League pen. He's had a great season leading the Red Sox to the best record in the American League. But the Giants have been solid, too, behind this man, Madison Bumgarner. As it's time to go here in the nation's capital. There's Paul Goldschmidt of the Diamondbacks getting introduced. Justin Turner of the Dodgers. All the players getting ready. So here we go, about time to go here in the All-Star Game. Pre-game festivities have wrapped up as we're just about ready to play ball here. As taking the field, here come the National League All-Stars. No, I'm not watching the race right now. I wasn't really interested in watching today's. I've watched the last 3, so I just saw some of the beginning of the race. I saw William Byron blow up. And Truex is probably going to be out. Anyway, Chris Sale, Madison Bumgarner, both late 20s, tall, left-handed pitchers. Here's Mad Bum, 14-2 on the season, a 2.53 ERA. 156 strikeouts, a whip of .89, just 29 walks. Strikeout to walk ratio better than 5-1. That's definitely going to be an omen of success. So be sure to drop a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Once again, as I've said, we've got Microsoft Duel number 2 coming up in the next few days. Let's look at this NL All-Star defense. Andrew McCutchen of the Giants, Ender Inciarte of the Braves, Bryce Harper of the hometown Nationals in the outfield. That one a little too fast. Let's just check the infield. It's Chris Bryant at third, Corey Seager at short, Baez at second, Goldschmidt at first, Buster Posey the catcher. As let's get going. D. Gordon leading off here from the Seattle Mariners. No homers, but 33 ribbies. It'll be comfortable for Bumgarner as he's got Buster Posey catching him. The windup, the first pitch from Mad Bum is going to be in there, strike 1 in the upper part of the zone. Jarrod Dyson was expected to be a star on the Mariners after last year's season sim, where he earned AL MVP honors, but an injury has plagued his season. But Gordon and Taylor Anthony, along with Nelson Cruz, have carried the load. That pitch is inside, 1-1 the count. Each team carrying 25 players, but all 30 teams have at least one player on the roster. So we'll see who gets in, who doesn't, how long the starters go. Anyway, 1-1 pitch from Bumgarner to Posey is going to be up and away, 2-1 the count. This is MLB The Show 18. I was a little behind on the season sim, though, as you can see. So the season's probably going to go throughout the winters. This one's driven to right center field. Long run for the Gold Glover, Ender Inciarte, as he makes the nice catch running in right center field. And that's the first out of the first inning. Let's take a look at the AL lineup. Then it's Jose Ramirez coming up next, then Jose Altuve, Josh Donaldson, yes, year 8, 2018, Taylor Anthony of the Mariners, Carlos Correa, Mookie Betts, Edwin Encarnacion, and the standout Astros catcher Evan Gattis rounds up the back of the order. Taylor Anthony is a created player from MLB 2K13 who dominated last year's season sim, so I felt it would only make sense to bring him onto this game as well, since he almost won the AL MVP. Anyway, first pitch to Jose Ramirez is low for a ball. He's on the Mariners. Well, Taylor Anthony is. Jose Ramirez, obviously, is on the Indians. The 1-0 pitch from Bumgarner to Ramirez is going to be in there, strike one. Count is even 1-1. Bumgarner throwing that nasty slider. James Kingsley is the home plate umpire. It's Larry Bullard's crew. Gary Simmons at first base. Patrick Johnson at second, and Larry Bullard over at third base, the crew chief. 1-1 pitch to Jose Ramirez. Nice curveball in there. Bumgarner really trying to power it, facing this tough American League lineup 1 and 2. Obviously, good players like Mike Trout, Cody Bellinger, both injured, so they're not playing in this. Anyway, the 1-2 to Ramirez is going to just miss, be a little high on a fastball, 2-2. Mad Bum shakes off Posey twice. Now the 2-2 offering. Ramirez fights that pitch off, a slider low and in, and the count remains 2-2. 2-2 from Bumgarner to Jose Ramirez. Inside, ball 3, as that ball almost hit Ramirez. The other Jose, that's little Jose Altuve of the Astros standing on deck. Full count pitch coming here from Bumgarner to Jose Ramirez, the 3-2 pitch. Lays it off, so after a 1-2 count, Ramirez comes all the way back to draw the 1-out walk, and the first base runner of the game for the American League, and that'll bring up Jose Altuve. So here's Altuve having a great season. Really diverse. He's got 23 homers and 18 stolen bases in the first half, along with that high .327 batting average. You wouldn't see, he's on pace for 45 home runs, and you don't usually see that out of a 5'7" player. Bumgarner checks the relatively speedy Ramirez. First pitch is going to be in there on the lower part of the zone. Actually, no, it's low, 1-0. Bumgarner having a little bit of control issues here in the first inning. And that's a pitch out they're going to throw. Ramirez is going to go back to first, 2-0 now. Mad Bum checks on Ramirez. 2-0 to Altuve. He's running. That's a strike. Posey fires to second, but Ramirez got a good jump. He's in there safely. And the American League has a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. Nice jump there by Ramirez. There was no stopping him. So 2 balls and a strike to Altuve with a runner on second base and run at 1 out. 2-1. That's going to be high and away. 3-1 the count. Josh Donaldson stands on deck. Donaldson's had a very nice season for those Toronto Blue Jays, who we'll talk about when his plate appearance comes. Anyway, Bumgarner's 1 ball away from his second consecutive walk. 3-1 to Altuve. And it's low, ball 4, so how about that? That's now 8 balls in the last 10 pitches for Madison Bumgarner. And now first and second, 1 out, and up comes Josh Donaldson. 20 homers, 57 ribbies. He, along with Teoscar Hernandez, all-stars from this Blue Jays team that has been very solid and sits right up there in competition with the Boston Red Sox atop the American League East and atop the American League itself. So the 2 Jose's on base, Ramirez at second, Altuve at first. Bumgarner checks Ramirez. First pitch to Donaldson is going to be low and in on a curveball, 1-0. So Bumgarner really going to need some help here to get through this inning. Of course, in a National League park, more National League fans than American League fans. They don't seem too happy with Bumgarner. There was a lot of debate about who would be the starting pitcher for both sides. Chris Sale and a few others for the American League. But the National League, you had Scherzer, Bumgarner, Kershaw, all worthy opponents. Mainly it was Chris Sale versus Garrett Richards in the National League. A lot of these Nationals fans were frustrated that Scherzer didn't get the nod. But we're kind of seeing reasoning that they'd be mad about it, as that's a single into left field. Throw home is not going to be in time and a little offline. It's an RBI single for Josh Donaldson, and the American League takes an early 1-0 lead. Curveball right down the heart of the plate. Donaldson yanks it to the left side, gets enough bat on ball, and makes it a 1-0 game. And now we got runners on the corners for Taylor Anthony. First pitch to Anthony. Oh, he fouls it hard off Posey, but it looks like Buster's going to be all right. So the managers, obviously the two managers from last year's World Series. You've got Dave Roberts managing the National League, and Buck Showalter in the American League. 0-1 to Anthony. Taylor Anthony ground ball. That's going to be foul, says crew chief Larry Bullard. It's 0-2. Bumgarner already at 21 pitches here in the first inning. He got the first batter easily, and then it's getting rough since. As Anthony gets into one, this one's going to carry deep to right center. Back goes Harper near the wall. It's going to bounce in front of him off the warning track and take an awkward bounce. Anthony already into second. There's going to be a play at third, but into third base is Donaldson. It's an RBI double for Taylor Anthony. And the American League jumping out early on Madison Bumgarner in the All-Star game as Taylor Anthony with a double off the right center field wall. In some parks, that would have been gone. And now Carlos Correa, the second of three Astros in this lineup. 22 homers, a .312 batting average. 5 guys in the lineup are from the American League West. Then 2 from the East, 2 from the Central, I believe. As Correa dribbles that one foul. American League can literally break this game completely open in the first inning, depending on what happens here. Swing and a miss, and now Bumgarner ahead 0-2. But 11 balls on 24 pitches really is not going to cut it. 0-2 to Correa. Takes that one up and away. 1-2 the count now. A little more work coming here for Bumgarner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Correa. This one's dribbled to the first base side. Played by Goldschmidt. He'll step on the bag for the second out. But another run scores. This time it's Josh Donaldson crossing the diamond. And it's 3-0 American League in the top of the first inning. Madison Bumgarner, a disappointing all-star start, and now Mookie Betts of the Red Sox hitting .273 with 16 homers, 61 ribbies. He's also stolen 10 bags. He comes up to face Mad Bum. First pitch from Bumgarner to Betts. Mookie gets into one to right center, carrying back to the warning track, but Inciarte reels it in, and that'll end the inning. But 3 runs on a couple of hits, a big double from Taylor Anthony, and the American League jumps out on Madison Bumgarner. Chris Sale takes the mound when we come back on WUB Network.
You're watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network.
Here's Chris Sale. A lot of debate, but he gets the start over Garrett Richards. 10-6, 3.30 ERA, 176 strikeouts, including a career-high 18 Ks in a game against the Orioles earlier this season. So here is Ender Inciarte of the Braves leading off, having a breakout season. 288, 49 ribbies, 19 stolen bases, and he's brought back a couple of home runs. He made a nice catch in that inning. First pitch is going to be in there, strike 1. Gaddis catching Chris Sale in this one, so no balls and a strike. 0-1 offering from Sale to Inciarte is going to miss inside. 1-1 the count.
Well, I think that's a great spot for that pitch. In on the hands, it wasn't a strike, but if he can command it,
1-1.
he's going to be very effective.
That's going to bounce to the plate on a slider. 2-1 the count. Sale with the windup. The 2-1 pitch to Inciarte. This one's going to be roped foul hard into the seats. 2-2 now. A lot of lefties in this lineup for Sale to deal with, and I bet he's happy about that. As that pitch is outside, 3-2. Another lefty, that's Paul Goldschmidt. He stands on deck. And pardon me, Goldschmidt's a righty. Anyway, full count to Inciarte. Here's the pitch. He's going to fight that upstairs fastball off. That might have been ball 4 that he swung at. 3-2. Inciarte, Goldschmidt, and hometown Harper due up here in the first for the NL. As that's inside ball 4. Here we go again. Inciarte draws the walk. Already the third walk we've seen of this All-Star game. Maybe we'll set some sort of a record. So the lineup, it's Inciarte, Goldschmidt, Harper, Chris Bryant, then Trey Turner, who's had a big season for the Nationals, Justin Turner, then Buster Posey, Corey Seager, Javier Baez, and Andrew McCutchen. Paul Goldschmidt hitting .326 for the Diamondbacks, who have struggled this season, but Goldschmidt has been strong. First pitch from Sale to Goldie is a fastball right down the middle at 96, 0-1 the count.
Getting back in the zone with a hard fastball after the walk. I think he might have let a little frustration out with that pitch.
0-1 from Sale to Goldie. It's just going to miss. Patrick Kingsley has squeezed a couple people today. 1-1 the count now. 1-1 to Goldschmidt. That's going to be in there. Lower part of the zone on a fastball. 1-2 now.
Take a step back right here. He's down 1-2. 3 fastballs in a row. There is no way he's throwing the
1-2. Goldschmidt gets into one to right field. Anthony's going to move over, comes in, makes the catch. Back to first goes Inciarte, and that's the first out here of the last of the first. Here's Bryce Harper hitting .314, 24 homers, 53 ribbies. The crowd, this is the most electric we've seen them so far. Bryce Harper fresh off his performance in the Home Run Derby. As diving back into first, they almost got Inciarte really wandering around, and Encarnacion put on a quick tag, but he's in there in time.